Hey guys, I'm working on Belladonna still. I decided to go back. I actually just killed it with this team and it worked pretty well. I was on the wrong freaking elemental party slot, so I have to go back and do it again. I'll show you the gear and all and explain the team more after this. I did make some small changes to maybe improve, but I'll explain it better after the kill. So for now, let's just go ahead and work on this. So I've actually worked out most of the kinks. So we're going to stack up Zidane one stack right now. We're going to use Hawkeye to double Graviga, our team. Target our own team, wait for this to finish. Alright, now Arden is going to also double Graviga, our team. This is because the boss does gravity damage, and I want the team to be, I want the Provoker, which is Cleostar, to be as weak as possible, so we take the least amount of damage taken penalty. We're going to Rally and Cry with Cleostar, and then we're going to shift Beatrix, and then we're going to hit the boss for some crystal drops and Shelga for 200% spirit and 50% magic mitigation. Single target attacks turn 1, no big deal. Turn 2, we're going to try to limit Zidane again. We're probably going to be able to. So Hawkeye is going to Eccentric for a limit rate fill buff. Beatrix needs to mitigate by 85% and then apply cover. That's for later. We're going to Rally and Cry. I'm not entirely sure if that's enough on Zidane. Ugh. Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to Graviga, our own team, yet again with Arden. But this time just once. Yeah, I mapped it out. We had to do it not twice this time. Alright. Let's entrust again. This should be enough, I think. Got it. Alright. There we go. Double Zidane. Zidane is now stacked. Okay. Alright, turn 3, we're going to guard Beatrix because she's taking damage this turn. We're going to use Hawkeye to shift and magic break the boss. Not yet, though. We're going to use Bart to shift. We're going to, let's see, do his Magnus. We're going to just hit one time and then level up. Hopefully get some crystal drops here. That was fine. We're not going to do that yet. This turn, Arden is just going to hit the boss 3 times for crystal drops, for limit crystals. Let's see, we're going to Rally and Cry again. Okay, we're going to hit the boss, break the boss once, and then steal twice, because we don't want to hit the boss more than we have to. With this form, we want to keep the boss as healthy as we can. There's a threshold at 80% that I don't want to hit. And Zidane will just cast Silence, whatever, I don't care. I just don't want to guard him and lose his stacks. His limit burst is stacked up at this point. So here's the gravity attack on Cleostar. It dealt half his health. Because his health is so low, it only dealt 24 damage, and we took minimal damage. And then Beatrix also covered some magic. Beatrix had 85% general mitigation, 50% guarding mitigation, I think 80% cover mitigation, and 50% magic mitigation from Shelga. And she's got 7,000 spirit because Beatrix is thick. Alright, turn 4, we are going to limit Hawkeye. But first we're going to dispel the boss with Arden, so we don't deal much damage with Hawkeye. Yeah, I don't want to hurt the boss at all, as least amount as possible. So Hawkeye has 1 stack at this point. We're also going to stack Beatrix. I should have done this beforehand. I made a mistake there, but I think it'll be okay. She fills her LB pretty easily. Bart is just going to level up this turn. And then, let's see. Turn 4. Yeah, we're just going to use a spell. This is going to get absorbed by Nethersites. Not a problem. We don't really care about that. And then Rallying Cry again with them to fill LB gauge. Okay. Turn 4 is basically a nothing turn. Oh, it's a gravity turn. But again, because Cleostar is so low in health, the gravity is dealing very, very low damage. Alright, so the boss buffed up with attack and magic. We need to dispel that so we don't take much damage. Let's go ahead and dispel that. Get rid of our buffs, that's okay, we don't mind. Beatrix is going to self-mitigate by 85%. It lasts for 2 turns, and we're going to Shelga again. And the other 4 are going to use AR frames. These frames, we're going to go back to the base form with you. These frames were given by Bart. He gave the whole team Aurora Ray. And we're going to use this to knock out that 100-point chain score on a free turn. Okay, 100-point chain score done. Thank you, Bart, for being awesome. Alright. Turn 5 is a nothing turn. We're fine here. The boss doesn't do anything. Turn 6, we're back in the base form with Zidane. We're going to go back to the base form with Bart. And we're going to limit with Bart right here to give himself in the base form a permanent modifier boost that's stacked with his old modifier boost. We're going to guard Beatrix because this is a damage turn for her. Turn 6, we don't have anything to do with Arden or Cleostar. Oh, Hawkeye's got to break the boss. We got to go back to the shift form and break the boss with Hawkeye. Break. So we're going to break and then steal twice. We deal the least amount of damage possible. Rallying Cry with you. We're going to use Zidane in the base form to LB fill 3 times, which fills up Bart's a little bit. Cleostar fills up Bart's. Arden has literally nothing to do here, so we are going to break the boss. Technically, we could get crystals, but I don't think Bart's going to need those crystals. No, he's going to have his LB ready to go by the time he needs it again. We're just going to guard. We deal less damage to the boss. Okay. There is another gravity attack, and then a magic attack. We're taking very minimal damage because Beatrix is so stacked on mitigations and guardian and everything. Turn 7. Turn 7, we start the countdown. We are going to get into the final stretch. We are going to STMR song with Zidane. Bart needs to finish leveling up, so he's going to just W cast his latent and his... Actually, no. Bart is going to level up, latent, and a fill rate buff. Before I do this, Arden needs to limit in the base form for the Sword Imperil. We need... That's turn 7? Yeah, turn 7. Limit. We need to limit Beatrix for the 75% general mitigation for the whole party. Specifically for Cleostar, so we take less damage. Hawkeye is actually good to go already. Ooh, he's already full LB. We're looking good here. Alright, Bart's is good. Cleostar is good. So we're all good. So Bart's can just... did I do it right? Latent, Job Mastery, and just LB fill rate. We don't want to guard Hawkeye, so we just steal, and then Cleostar can just keep filling. Oh, nope, not that. Cleostar can just keep filling LB gauge, whatever. Alright, turn 7 is a nothing turn. The boss does gravity on even turns only. Turn 8, we're still singing on Zidane. We are going to use Bart to just imbue Arden. So we'll just do this and imbue Arden with Win, because he's not going to be here for the AoE imbue later. Yes. Give Arden Win imbue, a little bit of crystals. We're going to use Hawkeye to LB in this form. I don't want to turn 8. Yeah. Please don't push the boss below 80%. Oh, stop, 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 stop. Okay, we're fine for the moment. We're fine for the moment. Beatrix is going to self-mitigate and cover. We rally and cry on you to fill Hawkeye. And then Arden, time to shift and do your cooldowns. So we're going to hit and do some cooldowns. Yeah. Alright. Now the boss has a buff this turn, but we don't have Perfect Dispel, and we have our Imperils up, so we have to leave that alone. Like, if we dispelled it, we'd lose these both the weapon Imperils. Turn 9. Zidane is still singing. Bartz is just going to use the Wind Imperil cooldown. Which is this one, right? Nope, that's not it. There it is. The Wind Imperil cooldown. Turn 9, Wind Imperil, Rallying Cry. Oh yeah, we do Modifier Boost on Arden. All these stack for his jump. We're gonna guard Beatrix. This is the last turn she's gonna take damage in the fight. Hawkeye is gonna go back to the base form and triple cast his LB fill. We need to get his LB good to go again for the kill turn coming up. Okay, we're good. And then just keep rallying. Turn 9. Yes, we just rally and cry with you. Okay, Hawkeye's good to go. Very nice. Turn 9 is a mana drain turn. No one cares. That's the last time Beatrix will take damage. Okay, turn 10. Turn 10, we are going to, before we do anything, we need to human cooldown on Cleostar, which is this. That's not it. Human killer, yes. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna jump. We're going to cooldown and cooldown sing. We're done. We're just gonna cooldowns. Yeah, so human killer. Bartz is gonna shift. We're gonna do both your cooldowns and then just the Magnus. Before we do that, we're gonna shift you. Let me look real quick. How long does this last? 4 turns? We're gonna do it now. Let's defense break and just double steal, because I don't want to hit the boss twice. We're not imbued yet, so it shouldn't do much damage. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. So Bartz is gonna do his stuff, amplify and all that. We're amplified, we're etc. We're gonna jump with Arden. And Beatrix at this point is basically done. We can just guard her every turn. She's not taking any more damage this fight. There's the gravity attack, the last damage we're gonna take. Alright, turn 11, we are going to limit with Bartz in the shift form. That's going to AoE imbue the rest of the party. We already imbued Arden earlier. We already did the defense break, so we don't need anything from Hawkeye this turn. We can just steal, so we don't have to guard. Cleostar doesn't need to do anything. We can just whatever. And we can just whatever. Okay! So we're going to kill next turn, and hope we get a better damage score. Okay, let me... How much chain am I supposed to be doing? 24 plus 24 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 minus 1. I should be at 51 point chain. Okay, so Cleostar is going to shift and cap. Zidane is going to shift and cap. We've currently got Zidane's STMR buff going on right now. We're going to do this. And Bart's is going to Brave Blade 3 times. Okay, so stats. We've currently got 7,000 attack on Cleostar, 7,500 attack on Zidane, 8,600 attack on Hawkeye, 6,500 on Bart. We don't care about Beatrix. And then we can't check Arden. He's up in the air right now. And we got 300% LB damage buff. Okay, so we're going to send this, send these, and send Arden and 51-point chain. It looks like we've got a good chain score. How much damage? 2 billion. That's better than I did earlier. Okay. So the changes helped. Now let me show you guys the team. Let's go ahead and check a damage report card. Let's see. Hawkeye, 864 million. He carried that. Followed by Zidane at 635 million. Followed by Arden at 300 million. And then Cleostar did 184 million, but they were mostly for support for the human killer buff. And then Bart's only did 97 million, not super high, but then again, he didn't do an LB or a jump like that. And those scale crazy high. But Bart's provided Wind Imbue, Wind Imperil, and 45% Wind Amplify for the party. Plus, he entrusted early on for Zidane, so Zidane could pop off 2 LBs right away in the beginning. And hey, we stole some Duran shards. My Duran, unfortunately, is not Neovision's Awakening, but if he is, I've got enough shards already to EX3 him. So I ranked up to 86. Of course, the rank's been going up and down. People have been clearing it, and then I clear it again, and I do better, and I did better just now. So there we go. So the way I'm gonna show you the team in 1 second, but just for some clarification, so the 100k Lapis, it is more than just rank 1. I wasn't really clear about that because I was kind of irritated in my first video. I've calmed down at this point. So all the top 300s are getting to 100k, so they did extend that. So it's not just rank 1, it's all the way through rank 300. And then between 300 and 500, it's 50,000 Lapis. And then between 500 and 1,000, it's 30,000, and then it drops off from there, 10,000 and below. If I had to guess, by the time the event is over in a day, I'll probably be somewhere between 300 and 500. I don't think I'm going to drop all the way below 1,000. I think I'll probably be getting 50k, which is not bad, but I mean, it just feels bad that I'm going to be... I was at rank 1 for all these rewards, and they changed it, and I'm not getting that anymore, which... that feels bad, but I mean, I'm still probably going to get 50k. Probably. I don't know. Anyway, let me show you the team that we just used. Okay, so this is the team. We did it on the Wind party slot, as you obviously saw. So here's the party. Here's the Espers. The Espers aren't super critical. Just build them for the best killers you can. So Arden. Base form Arden was using the Aura Sword for Dispel, so he could dispel the boss's buffs and our buffs on the boss. Because we didn't want to push the boss below 80%, because 80% is a threshold, and the boss does a big non-elemental attack on 80% threshold. We didn't want to push that, so we dispelled the boss as often as possible. Other than that, 12 auto limit. We're wearing Graviga, so we could hurt our own Provoker and take less damage from the gravity attack and take less of a damage penalty. Dual cast as well. Shift form, he's using double swords. He applied the 25% Sword Imperil. And he's got double swords, and we imbued him with wind. He did dark damage as well. He has his own dark amplify he brings for himself. He's got 700 jump damage, 155 beast, and 180 human killer. The big problem I'm having here is my human killers, or my killers in general, human and beast, are pretty bad. I couldn't really gear the team into very good killers. I'm using like garbage like Necropolis and stuff. Anyway, there's his setup. He's got 4,700 magic. As you saw, he basically just... mostly supported. He dispelled, he Gravigaed in the beginning, he dispelled as needed, and then he did his setup. He did the Sword Imperil, 25%, etc. Cleostar was our passive provoke evasion tank. We made sure to not give them any health regen whatsoever. We used Graviga 6 times, I think, to bring them to as low as possible, while still having enough of a reserve to not get killed before the fight is over. So they took very, very minimal damage from the gravity attacks. We gave them Rallying Cry to just fill LB gauge, per turn. Other than that, nothing really special going on here. Full evade, passive provoke. Shift form, they shifted on the kill turn. They didn't have to do any setup. Oh yeah, by the way, they did the 150 human killer for the party. The boss is beast and human at the same time, in case you didn't know. So they shifted on the kill turn. Zidane's STMR gave us the 300% LB damage and 300% attack power, and we imbued and amplified with Bart's. So they didn't have to do any setup. They literally just shifted and bursted immediately on the kill turn. Two-hander, lightning STMR. Maxed out LB damage, 5,000 attack power, maxed out human killer, and 70 beast killer. There's set up. Zidane in the base form is using his STMR. For those that don't know, this is a song. It's a long duration song. When the song finishes, the entire party gets 300% limit burst damage and 300% to every stat. It's a crazily overpowered item for Dark Visions. It's not so good in Trials because in Trials you don't want to have a unit sitting there for 5 turns singing while they charge up. But for Dark Visions, this is just bonkers. So the entire party had 300% LB damage because of Zidane singing the song. Other than that, 12 auto limit, and then shift form. As you saw in the beginning, we shifted and capped him twice in the beginning, or we stacked him twice in the beginning. So his limit burst is at max power for the kill turn. He's got 5,400 attack power, maxed out LB damage, 50 beast killer, 255 human killer, and he is using a dagger and a sword to take advantage of the imperil from Arden and Hawkeye. Dagger and sword imperil. Hawkeye in the base form is using the gravity staff. This gives Graviga. This is how we cast Graviga with him. Rod, I mean. So he's using equip rod, dual cast. Base form, he's using eccentric. So we had some LB fill with Riku's pouch. We could get LBs or better in the beginning. Other than that, 12 auto limit, a little bit of fill rate in the base form. Shift form, he was our breaker for magic, so the boss did less magic damage. He was also our defense breaker by 87% defense. The boss has very, very low passive stats, so higher breaks are a really big deal. 87% break for defense is a much bigger deal than 85%. It sounds minor. It's a pretty big jump in damage. It's worth it. He is using maxed out LB damage, 5,600 attack power, maxed out beast killer, 150 human killer. He's using a sword and a dagger to synergize with the imperils. And there is his setup. He is wearing the best gear, and he did the best damage. And then Bart's in the base form is just using some autofill, auto limit, etc. Call of the Wild, the paintbrush, some fill rate. He entrusted on turn 1 and 2 to this is Zidane, so we can stack him up. Shift form, he is using 175 beast, 125 human, and then 4,700 attack power. Now, as you saw, we did not use his limit burst. We chained with him. Chaining in this game has grown to the point where if you're not using a limit burst or a jump or an evocation limit burst, the damage is garbage. As you saw, a fully powered up Bart only did 100 million because he's not using an LB. But he did bring Wind Imperil, Wind Imbue, lots of Entrust for the beginning, and a 45% Wind Amplify, which was the really big deal. Now, if I had Ferris, the Neovision's Ferris, I could have done the Wind Field as well for physical. That would have been a really big damage boost. Unfortunately, I don't have Ferris, so I can't do that. Oh yeah, Beatrix. And then Beatrix in the base form is using this for break immunity. The boss does break your stats, breaks your spirit and defense. This allowed her to be immune to the spirit break, so we took less damage. Well, she took less damage. She's using the Behemoth suit for beast mitigation to take less damage, and auto shell for obvious reasons. And then she shifted immediately. She's got in the shift form. Hit points don't matter, but her spirit, she has 5,699 unbuffed spirit. That's all that really matters. You want to go absolute all in for spirit to take less damage because that's all that matters. And then for the damage turns, the elemental, non-elemental nuke turns, she covered. She was using 85% general mitigation, 50% magic mitigation, 250 stat buff, and she guarded for guarded mitigation, and then she did her cover. So there was the team. There was my setup. I'm sure my score will continue to drop over the course of the next day before it closes. It closes in 1 day. Hopefully I can maintain a somewhat respectable score because, yeah, I try-harded. I tried. Hopefully this has been helpful. See you guys next time.